Have you ever struggled with letting go of the things you can't control in your life? I'm Drew Stevens, founder of Beyond the Legacy, and this is my Monday reflection. Transition and acceptance starts with you. Over the last 12 months, I've had countless conversations with people that have endured personal struggle, career transition, relationship drama, or unfortunately the loss of a family member or close friend. Every scenario pairs with a different set of transition, self-reflection, and healing. There is no single solution to control a narrative that is influenced by multiple factors beyond yourself. We often mind map a timeline of success, strategy, and optimism in a lot of the things we do. This could relate to the competitive landscape of amateur or professional sports, to personal life choices, to career aspirations, to new relationships. We often want what we want in the moment. We sometimes want the things that only serve us selfishly. Or in some cases, we want the things we're told we can't have. Some people are fueled by proving the non-believers wrong and overcoming the odds. It's hard to trick your mind into believing that your best effort or the best you had to offer in that moment wasn't good enough. We often let our mind race and paint scenarios of if-then statements, where if I did this differently, or went about it in this way, then I could have produced a totally different result or outcome. Don't get me wrong, I can respect self-reflection and learning from your past, but I always tell people to let go of the things you can't control or change. One might ask, what if I can't? What if no matter what I tell myself internally, the life choices, consequences, and end results of my past keeps haunting me? Our first response is to remind that person that you're not alone. It's normal to be your toughest critic. It's very easy to place blame on yourself even if you did nothing wrong, whether it's your athletic performance, a relationship, or a personal matter. A question I may ask is this: were you truly healed from your past, or did you bring your past into your present situation? I'll repeat that again. Were you truly healed from your past, or did you bring your past into your present situation? Like a closer in baseball, you have to have short-term memory. If you had a bad outing on Sunday, because your team is going to need you on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and for the rest of the season and into the playoffs. The same goes for a bowler, whether you're an amateur or professional. You might be having an issue, let's say, with a 10-pin spare. If you ignore it and don't put in the work and practice and fix it, I guarantee it'll pop up in a critical moment where you need it the most to win a game, advance in a tournament, or achieve a milestone series like an 800. If it's a relationship, you can't let your past trauma, triggers, and experiences project itself onto your current relationship. It's only going to handcuff you from moving forward in life in a healthy way. As an individual, you have to take a look in the mirror and not let a single chapter in your life define you or damage you from believing in yourself. The revolving door effect of making the same mistake multiple times is real. You must learn from your past, repair it, and evolve. When it does happen again, you'll find yourself blaming the other person for what they did, when in actuality, there's mutual blame to be shared. One of my favorite quotes: life is not determined by what you want. Life is determined by the choices you make. My English teacher in middle school would repeat that quote over and over, and it stayed with me to this day. I'm going to repeat it one more time. Life is not determined by what you want. Life is determined by the choices you make. And here's some questions. Are you willing to make the tough decision your future self will thank you for? Are you comfortable with having difficult conversations? Are you willing to bet on yourself 10 times out of 10 when faced with overcoming adversity? Each morning we're blessed to wake up. Creates an opportunity to change the course of history and to add to your continued legacy on earth. It's truly a choose your own adventure with the world. Everything comes down to timing and choices. The cars, traffic, and unknowns you interact with on the road are contingent upon the hour, minute, and second you leave your house. Think about the new relationships you make online, through social, or in person. People come and go in our lives. It's inevitable. The new people that enter your life and the existing people that remain in your life is a reflection of how much you value and love yourself. I often reflect on the new relationships I've made in 2021 and sometimes pinch myself and smile and say, this is not a coincidence or an accident as to why we became friends. When I look at the new people in my life, we often have shared parallels in what's near and dear to us, as well as the adversity and struggle we endured in our past. Somehow, whether it's through a mutual friend, the algorithm of social media, or the timing of life, our paths cross, and the rest is history. When adversity hits home, don't take for granted the existing friends in your life that surround you in the present. Think about the people that are faced with adversity and don't have that trusted circle to turn to. Now think about the people in your life. Take a pause and think about that, and you'll come to realize that you have some amazing people that are in your life that have your back. Cherish that. If you're blessed with good quality friends that will ride with you during not just the good times, not just the bad times, but the absolute break the glass for emergency times and moments. For all the people going through struggle, adversity, or somewhere in between, here's some thoughts. Realize you're not alone. The next is to not blame yourself or others for the things you can't control. I would say, learn from your past. Be at peace with the chapter that occurred, and don't be afraid to fail, and don't lose faith in yourself. Life is way too short to stay guarded or defensive. You want to have self-respect, but there's no need to let ego or pride block the happiness and change you deserve. We can't have it all. There will have to be sacrifices made that will take away the comfort of what you once knew. It's part of the process. Trust it. Communicate, communicate, communicate. This is a step we often omit and internalize. If you fail to communicate how the adversity affected you, be prepared to revisit this scenario again in your not too distant future. Trust the inner circle to be the sounding board if you can't go back to the source of where the adversity started. Moving on means you're at peace and you're no longer blaming yourself, the individual, or the situation for what happened. This is the very moment that you need to let go and no longer take responsibility for being the savior, the bigger person, the selfless partner, or the anchor. The life choices you make from this point forward has nothing to do with them and everything to do what's best for you in your inner peace. It's never easy to accept the loss of a loved one. We will often have questions, unfinished chapters, emotions, and heartache. The healing process is exactly that, a transition, a process, and a moment where you feel like a piece of you is forever missing. I tell people all the time, take a broad look around you and you'll realize how blessed you are with the people that surround you and have your back. Lean on them in those moments of weakness. Don't ever feel like you're a burden if you feel like you need emotional or physical support, because the people that care about you and love you will be there for you when adversity strikes. The people that are unsure will run, hide, and reveal their true colors, and come back when it's convenient and safe again. Think about the last time adversity hit you. Who was that person that hopped on a call with you and didn't hang up until they knew you were in a better place. That right there is a true friend. That right there is love. Your actions, your life choices, and your presence plays a critical role in defining your legacy on Earth. Transition and acceptance starts and ends with you. Love yourself and embrace the impact you can create in this world. I challenge you to tag a friend or a family member in your life that you're grateful for. Tag them in the comments. Let them know that you love them. Let them know that you're thinking of them. Let them know that you're grateful for them. I'm wishing everyone a great week, and thank you again for listening to this reflection. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, and share on social. Never underestimate the power of sharing positive content across your community. You could be responsible for passing this reflection along to the right person at the right time when they need it the most. Be sure to follow us at BT Legacy 365 on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of my written content, reflections, and short stories can be found at beyondthelegacy.com.